Alright people, this is an update on my Tiger Moray Eel called Lily, and yeah, she finally ate today. Before we start though, remember to uppercut the like button, and people, if this is the second or third time you're seeing my face, you might as well subscribe, man, help me out. So I got my Moray Eel, and of course on the first day, she was just moving around the whole tank, just taking in everything, probably looking for any potential hiding spots, and then of course she found the one cave that was in the tank, which she's using right now. But yeah, since getting her the following few days, it was a little bit difficult because one way she looked very calm, she looked like she was settling into the tank, but she was not eating people at all. I was really getting worried. Like on the first day I tried mussels, so I literally got some raw mussels, opened them up and scooped everything out, and I used tongs, because apparently with eels you're supposed to use tongs because they're like kind of blind, and you like take it and put it right in front of their face and they're supposed to eat it, but she was just ignoring it. And then I thought, alright cool, let me try shrimps, but it was the same thing really. Like she was smelling it but she didn't really want to eat it, and I really got worried to the point where I even called the fish shop, but they literally reassured me. They were like, hey listen, eels, they are quite nervous creatures, they take about a week to settle down, and I said don't worry, let her settle down, just carry on trying to feed her every few days, and then if the problem persists then we can take it from there. So I got my reassurance like this is normal, and I also read that online as well that eels can be very skittish, so I thought alright cool, let me give her a few days. But I did decide to put a few shrimps into the tank every night, and then the next morning most of them would be gone, a few would be left over but I can just take them out. However, I wasn't sure whether it was my moray eel that was eating them or whether it was my ropefish or my Synodontis petricola, because they all eat shrimp, which is why I was trying to feed her with the tongs first to really make sure she was actually eating them. Oh yeah, and of course I tried bloodworms as well, because that was the thing they showed me in the shop. Literally in the tank where she was with all her other sisters, they threw bloodworms in, and they were all eating them. So I thought, hey, you should be alright. But I put the bloodworms in on the second day and she did not touch them, or it looked like she didn't touch them, so I wasn't really sure. However, that all changed today people, and that's because there was a major change that I done. If you've watched my previous video, you will know that I've bought a brand new light, which is a aquasky 2.0, and the brilliant thing with that is you can actually control the light. And I thought to myself, well, eels are nocturnal, so let me dim the light a little bit and feed the tank bloodworms today, and let me just see if she comes out and feels brave enough to go for the bloodworms. I also decided to turn down the flow in my external filter because, like I said, eels are kind of blind, so they rely on their smell, and if the flow is too strong she would not be able to smell the bloodworms. So like I said, I turned down the flow, I dimmed the light a little bit, and then I put in 3 cubes of bloodworms. The reason I put in 3 is because all of these fish eat bloodworms, and of course they were going to devour it, and I wasn't sure whether Lily was going to come out and eat them. By the way, my moray eel's name is Lily, you know, like it's a tiger moray, tiger Lily, you know, but so if I say Lily, just know I'm referring to my moray eel. But yeah, anyway, so I put the bloodworms in, and hey, within seconds she came out and she started eating. I was so happy. I was literally calling people. I was like, Lily's eating, and then like, yeah, it was mad. But yeah, so that's a nice bit of reassurance. Now I can feel a bit more calmed down, because the main thing I was worried about is that she wasn't going to eat and she would starve to death. Even though moray eels can go a few weeks without food, ideally you do want them to eat regularly so they can grow nice and big. But yeah people, I honestly believe that it was down to me dimming the light and turning down the flow. So if you have an eel and you are struggling to feed them, maybe try those 2 things out. Now I will carry on trying to feed her shrimps with the tongs and that, because I do want to hand feed her and that, so let's hope that works out fine. But of course from now on I'm going to put in bloodworms every 2 days, which I do anyway, but I'm going to put a bit extra now that I know that she definitely eats them. And yeah, now in regards of the tank mates, she has not touched anyone as far as I can see anyway, but all the fish, they are completely happy. None of them look like they've got any bite marks on them or anything, and even the tiny corridoras, like some of them are really small and they are completely fine. She has not gone near them. She's not aggressive at all, and I think as long as she's being fed, she is gonna be fine with all the other fish. But yeah, of course I'm gonna keep you guys updated on how it goes, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see what happens there. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you check out one of these 2 next.